There's no way I could manage 6 investment properties if I didn't have the right professionals around me.
I'm George Markowski and welcome to the Positive Property Show. Our mission is to empower 10,000 people to create financial freedom through property using the Markowski method. Join us.
So tonight's topic, we're going to be covering the inner circle tonight. So let me just give you a pre-frame of what tonight's session is all about. So
circles. Sorry, I was going to say the circle, safety circles.
Yes,
safety.
Correct. So when we're faced with a challenge in life, or we have a problem, or there's something we want to learn, something we want to do, our mind seems to take us to the how. How are we going to do this? How is this going to work? But what if our mindset actually has it all wrong? What if it's not so much about the how as it is about the who? Mm-hmm. And so this really takes us to tonight's topic, which is all about not how, but who. So George has mentioned a lot about a really great book that he's read, and the book is called Who Not How. And it was written by Dan Sullivan, which is a renowned entrepreneur, and also a Dr. Benjamin Hardy, I think it is, who's an organizational psychologist and also a best-selling author himself. So what they actually talk about in this book is that we need to stop worrying or being so concerned about how we're going to solve a problem, but instead thinking to ourselves, who is the right person to solve this problem for us? So according to Sullivan, great success comes from constantly achieving excellent results, not from minimizing costs, but the best results always come from experts. So knowing the right experts in the right field. The authors also explain that there's someone out there that actually has the skill that you need. And they're looking for that great opportunity to really achieve something great with you. So investing in experts, the author explains, actually allows you to efficiently produce your best results, elevating more of your success, because experts will always generate better results faster and further improving your success, which really, in short, gives you more time to yourself and more freedom. So tonight we're going to discuss, we need to start asking ourselves, we need to stop asking ourselves, how can we do this, and start to have a bit of a mindset shift and ask ourselves, who can assist us with this? And so that leads us into talking to you all tonight more about our circle of safety. And these are our trusted experts. These are our who's that help us with the how. Belinda.
So just get me clear here. It wasn't Horton, here's a who from Dr. Seuss.
It kind of sounded a little bit like that.
What's the exact name of the book again, just to get that clarity?
It's who, not how.
Great. So realistically, in layman's terms, isn't that delegation? Delegating to someone who's better than you to do the job?
Well, that's correct. It's asking someone that has the expertise that you're looking for to help you get your best results.
Yeah, fantastic. And look, the good thing about Positive Property Solutions is we actually have our circle of safety. And we have 10 trusted experts that are A-level, A-grade in their field to help and assist our members through the journey of getting an investment property.
That's right. These are our who's to help us with the hows.
Correct. I like that. It's got a good ring to it. I love it. And so, look, you've got to realize, when you're getting involved in investing, it's complicated. I mean, if it was easy, everyone would be doing it, right? So the reality is, by finding the right professionals that you can delegate, who are best in their field, that means it takes the pressure off you. But also, you can't be expected to be the A game level in every area of the 10 experts that you need. I mean, that is impossible, absolutely impossible. And, I suppose being a coach, one of the things that I notice is and I've seen it in the past, obviously not with our members, but obviously with people who try to cut corners and they try and do their own thing. I've actually seen more worst case scenarios than I have actually seen by actually sometimes spending the time, the effort on getting the right professionals to do what's, the expert in their field.
That's right. That's right.
So look, realistically, if you want to get in investing, and obviously this forum goes out to up to nearly 4,000 people in our community. We've obviously got members on this live, but also people are out there doing it themselves. So look, the whole idea, guys, and if you've got a pen and paper, this is a little bit of education for you guys because we like to give out as much in these lives as possible. You really need 10 trusted experts.
That's right. 10
trusted experts to really be a part of your investment journey. Absolutely. And look, we're going to go through them tonight. Why not? So, if you've got a pen ready, this is your opportunity to really learn about the top 10. So
that's right. And really, like, when you have those 10 trusted experts in your corner, I mean, they're the ones that are here to do the heavy lifting for you. Right? They're the ones that are meant to do a lot of the work for you to really help you get to your goal in the quickest, shortest period of time, keeping you safe and keeping you protected, but also keeping you to your best outcome, your best results.
Absolutely. And look, I get so many people out there that saying, Belinda, you've got 6 investment properties. How do you sleep at night?
How do you do it?
That's what I do. I'm a baby with a warm bottle of milk. I sleep like a baby.
Right. And it's interesting because they all say, how do you do it? How did you do it? How did you get those properties? And what we like to say, it's not necessarily how we got it, but who's going to help us or who is assisting us to get those properties and also to maintain them and build our portfolios.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, I'll tell you straight out, there's no way I could manage 6 investment properties if I didn't have the right professionals around me. That would be more than a full-time job. And guess what? I already have a career. So I don't want to give up my career. I would like to, make sure that I've got those trusted experts. And the best thing about it is these trusted experts I've got to know over the time. So when I get and build my portfolio, they actually know me and we've got great relationships.
Yeah.
So that even becomes easier later on down the track. So guys, you need your right team. This is not a lone sport.
No,
this is not a game of table tennis, kids. This is seriously, you need the right team behind you. So look, we're going to go through the 10 experts that you need. We've had a couple of little things come. It's not sleep like the husband, they sleep better than the baby. I don't know who wrote that, but it's funny. And someone else wrote, yeah, you can't do everything. And that's exactly right. You can't.
No.
So let's count it down, guys. So we'll start.
Countdown's on.
Countdown. We'll start with number 10. So number 10, you need the right mortgage managers and mortgage brokers.
Correct.
So guys, you don't necessarily want to go directly through banks because you want to make sure you've got the right strategy and system, and there's thousands of lenders out there. So you want to make sure you get the right lender based on your individual needs and what can be achievable to get you the most borrowing capacity.
That's right.
And look, there's a lot of mortgage managers out there, guys. Absolutely. But the reality is you want to make sure you've got ones that are absolute laser beam when it comes to property investing.
Yeah. And then
when you say that, Charmaine?
I was going to say making sure that you're structured correctly as well, factoring in your big picture, because when you're going to a bank or just when you go into a bank, they're not thinking about your big picture. They're not thinking, okay, this person wants to buy 4 or 5 investment properties. They're just looking at the one loan. So they're not factoring in your end game. So therefore, when they structure the loan, it may actually not support you or benefit you in your long term. And this is where a lot of investors get it wrong, because when they go for their second or third investment property, they realize, oh, wow, I went to the bank, they've structured me wrong. And now there's a whole lot of work to restructure the loans just to get you back so that you can continue to invest in property.
Look, we here at Positive Property, we've worked as coaches. We've worked with so many people that haven't got any structure, and they've got to a point where they've hit a wall or an absolute roadblock where they can't move, they're unserviceable. And the reality is you've got to actually restructure all of that. So as far as I'm concerned, I'd rather nail it and get it perfect first time round and then build my portfolio on that. So,
That's right.
yeah, number 10, mortgage managers. So, number 9, property research.
That's right.
Guys, this is something that's pretty close to my heart because I was involved with data and things like that. So, property research, guys, if you don't do research in an area you're about to buy in, you're buying blind.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say that?
Oh, 100%. And I'm telling you now, going on realestate.com and domain just doesn't cut it. It's a great opportunity to get some information, but you need to go amongst other sources to really get detailed understanding of the area that you want to buy in.
Absolutely. And sometimes you actually have to go through, like George, he goes through actually paid data subscriptions. So, guys, this is no Google search engine here. You've got to spend money to make it. Because realistically, if you spend, let's say you spend $5,000 doing the research on one suburb to find out whether all the information to tick all your boxes, and that property goes up, let's say $100,000 in the next year, was it worth spending the $5,000? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But imagine if you lost that amount of money and you didn't spend that $5,000. Then you've put yourself on that backlog as well.
That's right.
So look, research is really important. And obviously, if you don't do research in an area you're about to buy into, you're buying blind.
Mm-hmm.
So very important. So number 7, 8, sorry, I'm jumping the gun. I'm excited. Okay, so number 8, legal advisors.
Correct.
Okay, so it's good to have your own legal team or, people that you can call on. There's 2 sides of this is anyone that's been involved in investing, you will know that if you buy a property, you need to be, you need a legal conveyancer or a solicitor that kind of in between the middleman, like they're your middleman between you and the property. And here in Australia, you have to have a land conveyancer to buy an investment property. Very important. Look, there's a lot of easy rookie mistakes you can make out there. And that is, getting someone local as opposed to someone who's actually living in the state that you're buying the properties. I know for us at Positive Properties, we're always buying in different states because we want to make sure we don't put our eggs in one basket and we're doing 7 o'clock market. So that just means we've got to have the right conveyancers in state to state because every state of Australia has different rules and regulations.
Correct. And Belinda, just tell us, like, if you were to get a legal advisor, in your local area, what are the ramifications from doing that?
See, that's fine. You could get someone in your local area, but is that where you're buying the property?
Mm.
And then realistically, how do you know a good conveyancer to a bad conveyancer? Sometimes, I've seen them anywhere from $2,000 up to $5,000-$6,000.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying the $5,000-$6,000 is the best of the best, but you've got to find the right one.
Mm-hmm.
And so for what we do is we just really want to make sure we look after our members by making sure we've got the right conveyancers in every state of Australia to really protect and look after our members.
Correct.
100%. All right, now we're at number 8. 7.
Linda, we're up to number 7.
Okay, number 7, super strategists. Now, you did a whole live on this.
Yes, we certainly did.
So the whole idea is you need to look at your options, what's out there, guys. And if you've got super dollars, you should really get the right advice from professionals. And you want to make sure you get the right advice based on your situation and see what you can do, whether it's something now or later on down the track. It's really good to have those options, 100%. So
absolutely. And, just speaking to a super expert and finding out, how much money we need in our superannuation if you want to go down that path. There are plenty of benefits if you do buy in a self-managed super fund. So having the right super expert is really important, particularly when you're thinking about retirement planning as well and wanting to make sure that you are going to have that comfortable lifestyle. And that is one of the main reasons why we find a lot of our members come to Positive Properties because they realize that there's not enough money in their superannuation to really give them the lifestyle that they're really looking to achieve when they're wanting to retire. So it's really important that speaking to a super expert so you can find out what your options are and how to really maximize those super dollars. And for some of our members, buying an investment property in their self-managed super fund gives them a lot of benefits and perks.
Absolutely, because the sad reality, guys, is, there's so many people out there that spend their whole life paying off their principal family home, taking up to 30 years, paying it off, then, having a little bit of no mortgage for a certain amount of time and then going into retirement. I mean, is super enough?
Yeah.
And what's their next big asset? The family home that they've just spent 30 years paying off. Absolutely. So it's really good to get the right super strategist if that's kind of the area you want to get involved in, and get the right people. Okay, so we are now up to number
6.
Cool. Tax experts.
Yes, we want to pay the minimal amount of tax that we possibly can legally.
Exactly right. And guys, you don't realize as an investor, there's so many deductions that, look, there's no denying, guys, that we are one of the highest taxing countries in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's why we get the lucky country title. But look, by having those high taxes, look, if you don't look at minimizing it, you're not playing the game.
Correct.
And the whole idea is you need the right tax experts. And when we say tax experts, really specialized accountants.
Correct.
And look, we get members that join our program and they've got their friends and family. They say, Belinda, I don't want to swap my accountant. He's, my brother-in-law's friend or whatever. And I just say to them, look, you can use whoever you want, but just go and ask them one question. How many investment properties do they own?
Correct.
Now, if they don't own investment properties, possibly not the right accountant or tax expert, because you really want someone who's specialized.
That's right, because you want to make sure that you're getting all the tax deductions that are available to you. And if they're not an investor themselves, they may miss some great tax benefits because they just don't know none the wiser. So really important to get that expert that really understands property investing, has a portfolio themselves, because if they've got a portfolio themselves, I'm sure they're going to be looking at all the different tax deductions possible to really maximize for their own personal gain. So if they know how to do it for themselves, they're going to do right by you from day one.
Absolutely. And guys, just imagine this is a concept. If my tax agent found out there was a little deduction or something where I could earn an extra $5 a week, doesn't sound like much, but if you've got 4 or 5 investment properties times five a week, times 52 weeks a year, between you and I'd rather have that money in my offset account earning me interest as opposed to the ATO, because guess what? Right. They earn enough. They earn enough, kids. Okay, so the next one is number 5. We're on fire. 5 is alive. Financial advisors.
Yes.
So realistically, it's all about putting your portfolio into kind of autopilot.
Correct.
Setting it all up, set and forget. A good investment portfolio should be churning, making you money. It should be paying off its creditors as well as, the rent and all the money coming in and churning like a machine, really. Correct. And all the cash flow that's coming in is like the oil to that machine to just really keep it running. And guys, once you set that stuff up, I can definitely tell if you're making money out of your properties while you're sleeping, let's just say, it's a much better sleep.
That's right. And that's what passive income really is all about. Like, if you really haven't understood passive income is money that you make while you sleep. It's money that you're not trading your time for dollars.
Correct.
So really important to start thinking about how can you get your money working that little bit smarter, that little bit harder for you. How can you start making money while you sleep, giving you that passive income, because it gives you more choices and more options in the future. And this is another reason why so many people start to look at property investing, because property investing is a great financial vehicle in being able to generate passive income, make money while you sleep. And let's face it, we don't want to be working all our lives, trading our time time for dollars. We need to start thinking smarter. We need to start setting ourselves up right now, and we need to start educating our children. Because you can imagine, you start investing in property, you start making this work for you. You're actually, educating your children to have a different path in life where they're not trading their time for dollars either.
Correct. And you know what, guys? If you start investing and you've got children, the beautiful thing is you're setting an example.
Correct.
And you're also leading by example as well. So what a great legacy for the next generation, 100%. Because, guys, we know that the next generation that are coming through, if they don't have the right education or they don't have rich parents and all that kind of stuff, it's going to be very, very tough for them to get their foot in the door when it comes to property.
Yeah.
It really is. So, anything you can do now to, better for yourself, but also, lead by example, really important.
Correct.
Absolutely. Someone just wrote, yep, teach them while they're young. That's right.
That's right.
Absolutely. Remember, they're going to be looking after us one day. So absolutely.
I like that, Belinda. So we better look after them now.
Don't worry. As soon as Rafi is old enough, he's going to be sitting on Auntie B's lap.
I love it, Belinda. All right, for those that don't know, Rafi's my son. He's my 3-year-old. I call him my little property entrepreneur.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Okay, number 4, insurance. So
Yeah.
Insurance can include things like income protection, landlord insurance, guys. Look, I find a lot of people do run out and get a lot of different insurances and they don't necessarily need it all.
Correct.
So it's really good to sit down and work out exactly what you need and don't need and just don't go overspend.
Correct.
But realistically, look, there's so many different landlord insurances out there and all that kind of stuff. It's good to do your research. The beautiful thing for our members is we don't need a meerkat to compare the market. We've already done the research. So no meerkats here.
I love it.
But yeah, so it's really good to make sure you get the right insurances, and you might end up spending a little bit more, but it might cover you for more. It's all about weighing up, pros and cons. Really
Correct.
important. Okay, we're to number 3. We're counting them down.
Woohoo!
We're doing well. Drum roll. We're coming to the last one. Okay. All right. So building inspectors.
Correct.
Okay. So this is more related to obviously brand new properties.
Mm-hmm.
So whether you're building a family home, your principal home, or you've got an investment property, it's really good to get independent building inspectors in. All right. And look, I'll give you an example. I've actually had members that didn't, and they were working through a friend, family member who was their builder. And obviously they had a few challenges once it was built. And one of my first questions was, well, did you get a building inspector in? And they said, oh, no, we didn't do that. No, that's fine. And I said, why? And he goes, oh, our builder, he's a good bloke. And I'm thinking, I don't care how much of a great guy he is. The reality is that doesn't stick on a piece of paper,
You need to make sure that the property is structurally sound, that everything is being completed properly. And it's just making sure that you're keeping yourself protected, because, look, everyone's got the best interests at heart. And, as Belinda was saying, some people say, oh, but he's a good bloke. Yeah, everyone's great. Everyone's good. But, we want to make sure.
Everyone has best intentions.
That's right.
Except when you get that big structural crack through your wall, and you haven't had the right, warranties or, structural guarantee. So very, very important. And you know what? It's also another good thing is by getting a building inspector in, it's independent.
Yeah.
And the beautiful thing about that is, they're
no
unbiased. They're unbiased, correct.
Yeah.
And, builders are looking and dealing with that property for up to a year. So they might not notice the little scuff on the wall or the fact that the paint's a little bit lighter in a certain area, whereas a building inspector will.
Correct.
So the beautiful thing is by doing all that kind of stuff, then they're accountable. They'll come back, make all those little fixes before you rent it out or before you move in. Very important.
Very important.
Okay.
Number 2. Are we up to number 2?
We're up to 2. property managers.
Yes,
Property
this is
managers.
a very important one as one of your trusted experts, particular if you're an investor.
Correct, absolutely. And look, they're the ones that are going to get it rented out. And so, guys, one of the things I will definitely, get the big ruler out, snap on your hands, is don't try and do it yourself.
No.
So many people think that, I want to save a bit of money and do my own property management. Guys, there's more than just collecting rent.
Right.
Like there's things like you've got to make sure you've got the tenants, you've got to look at their references, you've got to ring bosses, you've got to look at where they've rented before. There is so much involved. And, I really think that, look, I find sometimes property managers, depending on what you're paying, can be a bit lazy, don't want to
Correct.
put rents up, but you want to make sure someone that you're really working together, you connect with, and you're really making sure you're getting the rent that's owed to you as well. And when I've heard stories of, houses, and look, honestly, I'm going to say the negative. I don't like talking negative, but, I've heard stories, houses getting trashed and people not paying rent. Well, if you actually look into the backstory of those type of properties, it's usually because the owner of the business or the landlord, he's tried to cut a few corners by doing his own property management.
Yeah.
Not worth it, guys.
No,
Not
look,
worth
it's a
it.
tax deduction anyway. So, whether if you're paying for a property manager, that you're keeping yourself safe, you're keeping yourself protected, they're looking after the property, they're doing their routine inspections, when little, damages occur, they're resolving that for you on your behalf. And look, we've done a lot of research in property managers, so we make sure that our members are working with property managers that are on their A game. And the beautiful part about that is they're making sure the rent goes up every year, that our members are actually getting the rent that's actually what it's valued at, and not lazy and so forth. So you really want to make sure that when you're thinking of property managers, you want to do your interviews, make sure they're the right fit for you, and that that they're going to take care of your property and take care of your best interests.
Absolutely. It's getting a bit dark here. I might just quickly turn my light on because the sun's going down and all that kind of stuff. So, okay. There we go. You can see me now. Excellent. So lucky last, drum roll. Da-da. So lucky last, we've got coaches and mentors.
That's right.
Coaches and mentors, guys. So, one thing I know about the owner of this business, Mr. George Markowski, he went out and looked for mentors with real life results.
Yeah.
And he's got mentors like, Robert Kiyosaki, which if we want to do a plug, hello, he's going to be joining us soon for a workshop. Hello, very excited.
Yeah.
But people like Arnold Schwarzenegger, there's a whole range of different people that George has connected with over the years. And why did he connect? Was they were involved in property, right? And they had real life results. So he wanted to know what was their secret of success, asking the questions.
That's right. So instead of George spending all of his time working at how am I going to be a successful investor, he started looking at who are the successful investors and started talking to them. So coming back to our theme for tonight, not how but who, is so important, because if George tried to figure out the how on his own, may not have got the results in the quickest amount of time that he did. So he figured out very quickly it's not so much about how but who, because who can actually solve the how.
Absolutely. Sounds crazy, but look, absolutely. And look, obviously, and even if you don't, there is lots of books out there that you can read. Get yourself educated, but look, I know for me personally, like property's really changed my life. And having a mentor and a coach, which was George at the time, he was the one that mentored me, because I had no idea. I'll be honest. I had no idea, and I needed someone that had real life results.
Correct. And look, any entrepreneur out there, any successful athlete, anyone like that, you will know that they all have their own mentors. They all have that one person that they model from. Or maybe it's a few different people that they model from, and athletes themselves, they don't just do all the work on their own. They have their coaches, their mindset coaches, their performance coaches. They have the right team of experts around them, because they know that if they're going to win that gold medal at the Olympics, which is coming to Queensland in the near distant future, they know if they're going to go for that gold, they can't do it solo. They cannot do it on their own. They need to have their team of experts around them, their dietitians making sure they're eating correctly, their physicians making sure they're
Absolutely.
care of injuries, their mindset, performance coaches. They've got a whole team around them so that they can get to their end game, which is the gold medal. And it's the same with property investing. Same with what George did when he wanted the success that he now has. He had those trusted experts around him to really help him get to where he is today.
Hey, look, in simple terms, if you wanted a body like Arnold Schwarzenegger, no, I don't. Oh, that's just a part of the theatrics, guys. If you wanted a body like Arnold Schwarzenegger, imagine having him as your coach and mentor.
That's right.
If you wanted the best, golf swing, imagine, Greg Norman or Tiger Woods coaching you.
Correct.
And look, for our members, who do we want? Well, we want a guru, and that's George.
Yeah.
And look, the thing with George, he gets involved with other parts of the business, but now he's got coaches that he's trained up through the program, and we know his stuff really well.
Correct.
To be able to obviously educate more people and kind of spread our kind of wings in regards to connecting with more people. And that just means George can continue his part-time Playboy lifestyle and enjoy and not have to worry too much.
Oh no. Well,
and obviously at the moment still nursing a sore neck. So
yeah.
Look, he's got that freedom. Why not? And you can have that freedom too.
Correct.
It's just a matter of, you got to tick your boxes, guys. You got to tick those boxes off regarding the professionals and the experts. So realistically, you need 10 trusted experts to really make the magic happen.
Correct.
Right? And that's going to keep you safe. And it's also, look, just by you having those people, if you get one good investment property, you will learn a lot just from learning and seeing what those experts recommend and what they do and all that kind of stuff. So,
and they're also keeping you to your best results, because, if you're wanting the best results and to get the best outcome, having those experts around you, well, they're going to hold you to your best and in your best outcome, and more than likely get you to your goal in the shortest, and safest amount of time as well, which is why it's so important. I mean, George says this a lot, and so does a lot of people. We're the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. Right? So if you're spending most of your time with your 10 trusted experts to achieve some big goals, whether that be in business or whether it be in property or with health, then you're going to get the outcome that you're looking to achieve.
100%. Absolutely. 100%. And, look, when I first started investing, I think probably George didn't like the sound of my voice because I was pretty much ringing him all the time. Because I was really I was unsure, and I was just asking a lot of questions, because realistically, when it comes to investing, guys, I've said it once, I'll keep saying it. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it. And when you get into investing, there's no such thing as a silly question.
No.
Because if you don't understand it, you don't understand it. So, it's really important to be able to reach out to people and get anything you're unsure of, get it clarified.
Correct. So, are there any questions out there from any of our listeners tonight? Anything you'd like to know about any of our 10 trusted experts, or anything you feel to share? Would love to hear from you. Just
bring it on, guys. Bring it on.
This is really about
absolutely
correct.
And so I'm just going to recap just those the 10. So you've got property managers, you've got building inspectors, you've got insurance, you've got financial advisors, you've got tax experts, you've got super strategists, you've got legal advisors, property research, and mortgage managers, brokers, and lucky last, coaches and mentors.
That's right.
So guys, any questions? We're putting it out there. This is your chance to ask us some questions and get in there and all that kind of stuff. Bring it on. Bring it on. Bring it on. So, Charmaine, I mean, you started on our program before you
Correct.
joined our company. And so what's your thought about in regards to your experience with having like a circle of safety?
Look, to be honest, I come from a background in personal development. So for me to invest money in myself and my education and learning, it's a no-brainer for me. But I'm very clear with who I want to work with. So this comes back to the who of our topic tonight. So being very clear that I want to work with people that are honest, that have integrity, transparency, real life results. Because when I'm clear with exactly who I wanted to work with, it was so much easier to then start to source and find who they were. So obviously I did a lot of research in different property companies, really looking for the right fit for me. And, I think many of you have heard my story. I met Belinda through mutual friends, and when she mentioned what she did, like my gut instinct was like, this is the company that I've been waiting for. And I was ready to sign up right then and there on the night. So then
I didn't let you though.
no, she wouldn't let me. That was her integrity. She wanted me to research the company, read George's book. Really wanted to make sure that I was very well educated and really well informed before I made that big life decision. And look, honestly, it was the best decision I ever made. And working with the circle of safety, it's just, when you're an investor, I know from my own personal experience, little challenges come up, and it can be a bit of a nerve-wracking experience for your first time, sometimes even for your second and third time. But when those challenges came up, rather than me sitting there thinking about how am I going to do this, how am I going to overcome this, it was a simple phone call to my coach, a simple phone call to some of the members in the circle of safety. Having those team of minds to help me solve some of the challenges that we came across meant that we actually got the problem solved literally in a few hours or a day. Now, if I was on my own doing that myself, that could potentially take me days, if not weeks, to find the same solution and resolution, because I at the time didn't have those expertise to really work on it on my own. And what I thought I knew compared to what they knew was also very different. So I'm so blessed that I had the circle of safety around me and my coach, because they made sure that I got the right answer, overcame the challenge quickly and swiftly. And they had really creative ideas that I would never have thought about, because this isn't my area of expertise.
Exactly.
So it was so important. We've
had a couple of things come through.
Yeah.
Do you want to read it out?
Approach, because one point of contact that can help you with everything. Absolutely. Because working with the
you
coach,
get a smorgasbord
right.
of information.
That's right. And especially here at Positive Property, I mean, your coach, they help liaise between you and all of the circle of safety. They can preempt, 5 steps ahead in your strategy of what you're looking to achieve, and making sure that you're connecting with the right members of the circle of safety at the right time as well. Because, sometimes with your experts, you don't always need them all at once, but you will need them at some point of time in your actual journey, particularly your investment journey. So your coach can predict, 4 or 5 steps ahead, so that we're connecting you with the right member of the circle of safety at the right time. We've got another comment here. What have we got here? Bit calling around so much. Not sure what that means.
Beats calling around, like going around.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know.
Exactly, because you're.
That's what my interpretation of that is. Hopefully, it is. We've just got Facebook user, but hopefully that's what you mean.
Well, that is what you mean. It certainly does. It cuts the time out, because if you've got a coach or you've got your team of experts, they're doing all the heavy lifting for you, which is putting more of your time back to you to focus on the things that you are really good at, the things that you're an expert in. You can really follow your expertise in those areas and let the other experts do what they do best as well.
Fantastic.
I've got another question here. How do you know when you need to speak to one of the 10?
So look, realistically, there is a journey to get an investment property, and you should be taking a series of steps. Look, the reality is, I mean, you don't want to be talking to all 10 in one go.
That's right. And
look, otherwise that's overwhelming.
Correct. And we've mapped out the journey for our investors as well. So we've got a step-by-step journey plan. And so based on that step-by-step journey plan, your coach will always know exactly who you need to speak to at any particular time as you're going through the investment journey.
Yeah, fantastic. So look, I'm biased because I've got a coach. So my coach before I became a coach used to tell me exactly who I need to talk to before I was about to do it.
Correct.
And someone's just, yes, the ease of a coach. Yes, that's kind of around our thing. Everyone in one place. Yes, I love that too.
Correct.
I mean, I think that's what really our members benefit. There's no I in team, correct?
Certainly not. And look, I tell you what, it's so much fun when you're working with a team because you've got your cheer squad, your team around you, your trusted experts, they're supporting you, keeping you moving forward. It's just so much fun, having a team that you can share your wins with. Look, it's certainly so much more fun when you're doing it with a team than going solo. But look, it's solo.
Absolutely.
Kudos to you, but I do recommend getting a team around you and having that experience because you'll achieve your results so much quicker and so much swifter.
Absolutely. And what does team stand for? Together, everyone achieves more.
Oh, I love that, Belinda. I didn't even know that.
Well, didn't you know that one?
Coaches also teach discipline. Absolutely. Discipline is key. Mindset is key when you're wanting to invest in property, when you want to get that body in shape, when you want to have that successful business. I mean, anyone that you speak to that really have real life results or has success, if you ask them, have you ever had a coach or a mentor? I guarantee you every time they will tell you yes. Because
Correct.
they know that if they want to hit their targets, their goals, they need to make sure they have the right mindset, they have the right discipline, and coaches certainly can help with that.
And
Hi, Julianne, one of our members. How are you?
Hello, Julianne. Awesome. Thank you for coming to our live. We appreciate your support.
Yes, certainly do.
People in the team have your best interests at heart. Absolutely. 100%. Is it just for me? No, we're saying it to everyone. You just commented, so you get a bit of a comment back. And so, yeah, your team has your best interests at heart. One of the things that I'd like to say regarding like having your own kind of circle of safety and your team of experts, they are like a safety net. They really are. Safety net. I think we've lost Charmaine there. Did you put yourself on mute, darling? There's a little mute button down here. It doesn't look like you have. Oh, we've lost Charmaine. Oh, she's gone upside down. Are you there? Think I can hear you. Hey. We're playing around. Woo, I'm back.
There we go. We're back now. Don't know what happened there. We had a bit
you
of
were doing a little bit of screen dancing. We were trying to make sure everyone's paying attention. Yay, little wake-up call.
Certainly was.
So
we've got another question here. How do you thoughts with credit score so low? Do you think to wait until clear fraud identity? I'm not sure what that means.
Okay, so realistically, you need good credit rating. And guys, again, that's a part of, we've got people in our circle of safety that would be probably under your kind of legal advisors and things like that, and even financial advisors that have contacts in regards to if you have a really low credit rating. Because if you've got a bad credit rating, and this is one of my stories, is with one of our members, they had an old Telstra bill. It was only probably $85, but they moved house. And that actually turned into a bad credit. And can you believe, even though they had lots of money in the bank, that actually stopped them from getting an investment property. So guess what our goal was as coaches was to get that totally cleared, ring up the company, negotiate. Sometimes if it's like a company like Telstra or any other, they'll delegate out to like an audit company or a credit collection agency. So you've got to kind of go through these steps and hoops and try and get that stuff cleared. So,
Correct.
so do you think you have to wait to clear fraud identity? Well, mate, if you've got identity fraud, that's more of a legal thing. Yeah, you might have to just work on maybe speaking to a lawyer about that again.
That's right.
And guess what that
Especially
is? That was number 3, legal advisor, having the right legal team.
Fantastic. Well, Belinda, we're going to have to wrap up shortly because we've got our meeting with our members.
We do. We're doing our wonderful Sherp, which is our Sherpa. We're helping people up the mountain towards their investment properties. So that's our Sherps, our weekly Sherps. And guys, just going back to that 10 trusted experts, I was kind of mentioning before, but we had a little bit of technical dancing with the screens. Your 10 trusted experts are your safety net.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they should have your back. They've got your best interests. And the beautiful thing is once you start building a portfolio, you'll start to develop relationships with these people and you'll notice that it's a win-win. And that's the people that you want in your corner, you know, at all times.
So really we need to start thinking more about not how we're going to achieve this, but thinking about who in your circle are going to be your 10 trusted experts in anything that you want to achieve. You could be looking at your business, who are your 10 trusted experts in business. If it's for you getting healthy and fit, who are your 10 trusted experts to support you in your health and wellness. And when it comes to property investing, who are your 10 trusted experts to support you with your property investment journey.
Absolutely. And look, one of the things that just surprises me sometimes as a coach is there's people out there that spend thousands of dollars, they don't realize it, but it all clocks up on personal trainers and you know, health experts and all that kind of stuff. Why wouldn't you invest in a good mentor and coach to make sure you're kept safe and making money when it comes to investing?
Absolutely.
It's so exciting. Someone's written, it's so exciting to start the journey. Julianne, yes. Beautiful.
Julianne, lovely to have you on board, Julianne.
And hopefully Julianne is one of our members, so we're going to see you later tonight. Well, actually, in the next few minutes when we're ready for our members only. So, guys, if we've got no more questions, I think we'll call this a bit of a wrap. What do you reckon, Charmaine?
I reckon so, and I think the last thoughts we're going to leave you with tonight is to start thinking about who, not how.
Love it. Absolutely love it. It was great doing this live with you, darling.
Yes, you
too, haven't done it live for a while.
No, we haven't.
I enjoy our banter. It's awesome.
I do.
And guys, freedom fighters, all you lovely people, hopefully you've enjoyed our banter as well. And look, most importantly, I hope you guys got a little bit of content out of tonight. You know, 10 trusted experts. Make it happen.
Thank you for listening. I'm grateful for all our listeners around the world. If you found this podcast valuable, please share with someone that might find this useful, and please join our tribe of purpose-driven investors, increasing income and impact in our Facebook group, Positive Property. Please note, with a multi-million-dollar property portfolio and a passive income, I've become incredibly successful in investing in property. The fact of it is, however, many people may find investing in property challenging. It's not easy, and it takes a lot of hard work. However, becoming educated to make an informed decision and having the right advisors gives you the tools you need to succeed. The most important part of this formula, however, is to actually take action and apply that knowledge. It is important to understand the information I share is of a general nature only and is not taking into account your unique circumstances. If you're considering investing in any asset class, you need to seek the advice of an independent professional advisor who will be able to look at your specific situation. Be sure your advisor has actually achieved the kind of results you're seeking. Many won't have, so beware. We've taken great care putting those educational resources together. We'd be surprised if you didn't find any errors or omissions. If you do, our legal team says we have to say we're not responsible for those. In fact, as with all things, even your success, we're not responsible. That responsibility always has and always will come down to you and the actions you take. We're passionate about supporting you in that process and helping you increase your ability to create wealth live the life you desire, and provide all the things you dream of for you and your family.